Hey guys, Dislitter Magic here, and some more spoilers came out for Ixalan, nothing surprising there, and something seems a little bit off. And there is something surprising there, because honestly, Hour of Devastation was pretty good, and Amonkhet didn't have anything just absolutely outrageous in it. So check out this gem of a card here, Revel in Riches, and let me just say right now that on MythicSpoiler.com, the comment section was not polite to this, so apparently I'm not the only one who has a problem with this thing. So it's a 5-cost black enchantment, which does limit it a little bit, but I'll get to why that's not really a thing. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, create a colorless treasure artifact token with sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So, basically, I forgot what people are calling it. They're comparing it to some antique mechanic, but it's a scion that can't attack. If you're going to get technical, it's whatever Tezzeret creates. Wasn't it like Aether Geodes or something like that? Anyway, it's treasure, yay! So I thought, okay, it's a little late in the game for that. If you already have enough to cast this, then why would you need more treasure? You can never have too much treasure. That's true both in real life and in Magic the Gathering. But here's where it goes completely off the rails. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more treasures, you win the game. Okay, so when I built a Scions deck, there were games where I got 10 Scions out, and if I was motivated to keep 10 out, I would, concurrently. And cumulatively, oh my gosh, I probably got 15 or 20 out during a game. Come on. And then Secure the Waste and Cryptolith Right, and you've got a bunch of my decks. Oh, and Rolling Thunder. I don't know if you guys remember that deck, but that deck was insane with Rolling Thunder. So once again, we're back to get out 10 guild gates and win, except that was just like lands, land drop, and then just board wipe, life gain, control, removal, counter spell, bounce back to hand, just screw with your opponent with the entirety of the rest of your deck, and then get out 10 guild gates and win. That deck was the most obnoxious pile of crap I've ever played against since Lantern Control. Lantern Control is the king, but that was like number 2. So here we are with something that's maybe not easier. It kind of was hard to get out 10 guild gates to begin with. You kind of had to draw cards and stuff. But the issue with Revel in Riches is that you can cast it early by getting treasures out. It's kind of counterproductive, but if you had 12 out on turn 3, which I would take a wild guess is not going to happen. But if you're land stalled, we'll say you're stuck at 3, and it's like turn 10 and you've got 12 treasures out, sack 2, bring this out, use the remaining 3 lands, and ta-da, you're going to win the game at the next upkeep. So I know what everybody's going to say, but Enchantment Destruction. Yeah, because everybody runs Enchantment Destruction. That's my first choice for main boarding. Are you kidding me? Nobody runs Enchantment Destruction. There aren't even enchantment creatures right now. And I shouldn't have to allocate 50% of my sideboard to stopping not just one mechanic, but one card specifically. See, this is going to come down to a binary condition, because it's like people who run Revel in Riches because it's going to be an insanely good deck, and then people who can stop Revel in Riches, either with an enchantment, destruction card, Universal Exile, or I guess a negate spell, obviously. If you know they have it, you'll just draw, or mulligan until you draw a negate, and if you get one, hold it pretty much forever, and yeah. If this is running like pure black or some kind of black non-blue mix, they probably can't protect this on the summon. Then again, treasures can generate any colors, so could you throw in a Dispel? Yeah, probably. So, 10 might sound like a lot, but it's really not, because there's a ton of recurring treasure triggers. It's not just Scions, where it's like, oh, cast this creature, also you get a Scion. Oh, cast this overpriced 5-cost spell, you get 2 or 3 treasures, oh boy. Now, there's stuff where, like this card, the card itself, whenever an opponent's creature dies, you can create a treasure instantly. So, doesn't even say token. As in non-token creature. You can blow up their token creatures and you get this effect. So you could get this out and then try to go for the win condition. I don't know. Now, remember, there is an artifact cloner out there, and it also wins the game with 8. Now that's blue and it costs 4. It's also an enchantment. It's an aura. You put it on an artifact you control. Then at the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of enchanted artifacts. So you would just enchant a treasure. Then if you control 8 or more artifacts with the same name as one another, So not even the treasures. It could be clues. You win the game. Now, Wizards arguably made a slight mistake with that card because you could put it on that stupid vehicle thing that tapped for mana instantly and didn't have summoning sickness, at least in non-crude vehicle form. So that was some crap. Also, you could just sit there and clone like a Masterwork Colossus or something. That's kind of getting into, is it really possible realistically? But yeah, very annoying card. Absolutely horrific. And hey, what a coincidence. It's another alternate win condition. You guys know, if you've been watching my channel, I hate alternate win conditions. I don't even like mill decks. I know what the set parameters are of Magic, and I don't want you screwing with it because then we're almost playing a different game. There's the thing. Okay, there's a couple arguments that could be made. First, I can almost guarantee you that treasure is going to be the mechanic that's going to be carried over to the next set. You know, just like energy was the one that was also in the second set. And I guess you could say crewing and vehicles for, what is that? Well, Aether Revolt. That was the mechanic that was in Aether Revolt that was also in Kaladesh. So there's almost always a mechanic that's carried over. Like, what was it? Allies back in BFZ, I think. I legitimately cannot think of what Amonkhet's was. I mean, it wasn't really in Balm. I think Devotion was in Theros. So every block has one that's spread across all the sets, and then individual ones that are specific to the set, like Constellation and Bestow. So we're going old school with that crap. But yeah, I think Revel and Riches will not be necessarily playable immediately. I mean, it does look like it. It's just how many cards in 2-color, we'll say, generate treasures, and will you realistically be able to do it? So I think we don't have much to worry about until Rivals of Ixalan comes out. Then we've got something to worry about. But still, mechanized production and blue is control, blue-black. You could stall out the game, you could remove stuff, bounce stuff back to hand, counter spells, and ta-da, you got treasures. So just to throw in a little bit of levity here, because this actually is pretty funny, the original version of this that was leaked was from the crappy cell phone picture and everything was blurry, and it really looked like it was one generic and black, and people were like losing their damn minds like, oh my god, I am gonna burn down Wizards of the Coast. Well, apparently it costs 5, so like I said, getting to 5 at all in a game, that you almost have to build your deck specifically to do it. I mean, without any kind of ramp, if you want to get there in a reasonable amount of time and win the game before, turn 15 or something, probably gonna have to go with like 23, 24 lands. That's like super reliable. So then you're taking away spells, and then it's like, what do you throw in the way to stall? Death touchers, counter spells, removal, kill. Okay, cool. Oh wait, you have to actually bring out treasures. So this deck might not turn out to be very realistic, which would be my hope, but would they have printed this otherwise? And my thinking is actually maybe. I mean, it's possible. They have made alternate win condition cards before that are so stupidly unattainable, it's like, why did they even bother? It's just a waste of a card slot. And that would be Felidar Guardian. Or no, not Guardian. Felidar Sovereign. Yeah, Felidar Guardian can go die. Felidar Sovereign was get to 40 life, win the game. It just wasn't doable. There wasn't enough recurring life gain triggers, and there was too much damage just in the meta. You'd be fighting a very, very, what would it be? Uphill battle? Downhill? Up? I forget. I don't know. I know what the saying is, but you'd want to fire down on the enemies. I don't know. You weren't going to get to 40, okay? So maybe they printed this and it's just not going to happen to get that many treasures on the field at a time. But the way Ixalan looks, it's everybody, every color, everybody gets treasures, and everybody plays ramp. It looks to me from memory like all 5 colors can generate treasures pretty damn proficiently. So the treasures are going to be flying out everywhere, and everything is slow. Everything in Ixalan costs like 5 or 6 mana. So you're going to have to ramp into anything game-winning, and everything else is just filler. That's just what it looks like, except for Merfolk, they look fast as crap. So if your opponent is ramping and ramping and ramping, and they're just kind of stalling and drawing cards and scrying a little bit of control, whatever, and they're just trying to get to like 5 or 6 mana available, even with a couple, spare treasures, just so that they can bring out, some 6 cost early, like when they have, 3 or 4 lands on the field. You got all the time in the world to get Revel and Riches going, and I'm a little bit worried about that. Now, unfortunately, the meta right now, if people aren't ready for it, it's red rush time. I mean, just red blitz. You could even do red-green, red energy, red-green energy, red-white with flyers, first strikers, lifelinkers. I mean, go always watching vigilance, go for like more of a mid-range. So yeah, there's speed in the meta right now, and we're not going to lose a whole lot of it when it cycles. So that alone might shut this down, or there's one more thing. I wanted to save the most hopeful part to shut down this god-awful card, which really just that statement makes you wonder, why the hell did Wizards bother printing this? Why is this now something that we have to watch out for and be paranoid about in every single deck, and just waste design time thinking about it, waste sideboard spots, just to shut down one card, and then the person running it, oh, I can't get this deck to work, everybody keeps controlling it and destroying it. Well, great, you're a dick. You're playing an alternate win condition. You're a terrible person. Everybody knows those are gimmicky decks for immature people who think it's funny to win that way. At least in Standard. In Modern, anything goes, and it's actually kind of hilarious. Oh, Commander, I'll be laughing all the way to the reshuffle. I mean, that, Commander's just nuts. Who cares who wins? There are so many cards that destroy artifacts. Screw this card. Forget it. Okay, so you can take a red spell and for like 5 mana blow away every treasure they own and they just lost. My only concern is they could be completely tapped out of mana and in response sack 2 of their treasures and then cast a negate for free because it can generate colored mana instead of colorless. It really should have been colorless. I think that this whole I drop in, I'm an okay creature, I'm on tribal, and also I bring a treasure with me, oh, look, it's any color, that might leak into Modern, which wouldn't be a bad thing. It's not that overpowered, but it's like that good is what I'm trying to say. Whenever you can have something that generates any color mana, it's damn good. I mean, you play the spell by force, and that's it. It's red X, destroy X target artifacts. Yeah, bye-bye. But like I said, if you've got 50 treasures on the field, and you're obviously playing blue-black with this deck, yeah, people are just gonna ditch 2 treasures and negate it. Now, as good as that spell is, okay, what else is not cycling out and can take out multiple artifacts? That's where we start having a problem because, fragmentize, destroy target artifact or enchantment with converted mana cost 4 or less for 1. Great, you destroyed 1 treasure. Who gives a crap? That's not even worth wasting a card. Now, release the gremlins, okay, and that's also red, so, that's great. But like a braid, everybody's favorite, destroy target artifact. Yeah, who cares? It's 1. You need to destroy all of them. Now, release the gremlins is XX red and then destroy X target artifacts. So to even take out 2 of their treasures, it would take 5 mana, but you also get to create 2 red goblin tokens, which will be lovely when you still lose the game. Another useless, not good enough card is Indomitable Creativity. Triple red X destroy X target artifacts, then some other crap happens, but who cares because you're not going to be able to take enough of them out. So, okay, here's a list of all the spells that will be in Standard that can destroy multiple artifacts and are actually good. And that's the end of the list. Yeah, you thought Kaladesh had artifact destruction? Yeah, I mean, there's probably about, give or take, 5 to 10 spells that do it, or abilities or whatever, but nothing that can take out that many treasures. So you got 1 spell and 1 spell only, and it's called By Force. So that's what's going to stop Revel and Riches. So, yeah. It's not nothing, but whatever. So, I mean, let them have all the treasures they want. Maybe they have an alternate win condition like Mechanize, but if you have Enchantment Destruction, you could take out both, so it'd be a bit of an arms race. But main boarding Enchantment Destruction is absolutely just beyond idiotic. The good news is, though, Appetite for the Unnatural will still be legal. It's a 3-cost instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment, you gain 2 life. That's from Kaladesh, so we'll still have that. That's kind of nice because you can take out one or the other. But otherwise, yeah, not a whole lot. I mean, Root Out is going to be cycling out. Root Out is a damn good card. That's just straight up destroy target artifact or enchantment. We will still have Creeping Mold, but that's pushing it because it costs 4. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or land. That's Kaladesh or Aether Revolt. I can't tell the damn symbols apart. Good job, Wizards. Literally the same exact card called Violent Impact in red from Amonkhet. So that's interesting, and it has cycling too. So I don't think that going after the treasures is going to work, but that's kind of nice if you actually intend to use treasures to a small extent in your deck, and I think that's what they were going for. But seriously, why does this card have to be a thing? Why did they even print it? Like, why? Just what's the reason? What is anybody going to have fun playing a game where somebody's playing Revel and Riches? Because I don't think they will. I think it's a load of crap, and I think they shouldn't have printed it. Simple as that. It's just, it doesn't make the game fun. Alternate win conditions are annoying, and they're once again, uninteresting, stupid, repetitive binary conditions. They're absolute glass cannon combos. They either go off or they don't, and one of the players is pissed depending upon which way it went. Why can't they just leave the game the way it is, where it's like an absolute battle of wits, no pun intended, and you're trying to hit them down and make decisions and get them below 0 life, and what if I swing with this or that? No, it's just like, hey, get out 10 guild gates and win. Woo. Hey, get out 10 of these and win. Hey, get out 8 of these and win. And I know then it's like, oh, okay, instead of going after the life total, I just have to stop them from doing this. So, okay, I'm going to shift my focus and I'm going to destroy as many of these as possible, or force them to spend mana, or force them to sacrifice permanents. Like, okay, when it works that way, it's like, okay, and this is kind of like that because it's not too instant, but I just don't like it. I never will like alternate win conditions, and most people agree with me. But let me know what you think. Do you think this card's absolutely dead on arrival, not going to work, no card support, not enough treasure generation, and even the blue-black deck with mechanized isn't good enough? Or do you think this is disastrous and you can't wait for them to ban it because you're already sick of playing against it and technically it's not out yet? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys next video.